You know, when you have ADHD, those routine tasks that average folks find boring but doable are for us a huge struggle. They can be. For example, filing your taxes. Then there are the things that the neurotypical majority cannot do, but we find easy, even fun. Some ADDers call it their superpower. For me, writing and performing hundreds of episodes of television, easy peasy. However, doing the contracts, paperwork, and clearance forms, terrifying. You've heard of stage fright? I had page fright. If you're new here, I'm Rick Green, comedian and co-creator of the PBS documentary ADD and Loving It. Now, because our ADD minds work differently, we find ways to do things differently. All too often, though, the world discourages or even forbids us from using those unique abilities or unique paths that we've figured out. That's not how it's done. Life is hard enough when I can't finish the simple things most folks can, if I can even get started. It's more frustrating when I can do something that most folks cannot, but I'm not allowed to do it. I ran headlong into this in my first real job, sorting the empty mailing containers that are used to send samples, medical samples, to the main medical testing facility to be tested. Sort these into 6 boxes, large, medium, small, tops, bottoms. I got it. I master the task in about 8 seconds, and then after several hours, it dawns on me, I'm going to have to do this for 4 more months before university starts again. Lid, top, bottom, medium, lid. Well, at the same time, I'm thinking up funny ideas for this comedy show that my friends and I are working on. And when I pause to write down my ideas, Agnes, the boss, says, "Hey, no writing, you here to work." Anyway, a week later, I'm working away, and as I am, I'm reading a pamphlet, and then I start to realize I can read while I work. Think how many novels I could read over the summer. Sci-fi novels about time travel and alien invasions and roaming the galaxy while sorting cans that are used to transport test tubes of blood, poop, and Lord knows what else. And it's going great until Agnes walks by. "Put the book away, no reading, you're here to work." Yeah, but look, I can read and I can... No reading, it's not allowed. So frustrating. Now let's time travel 30 years forward, and I've gotten my ADHD diagnosis. I start to revisit some of those seemingly simple things that everybody else could manage that were like kryptonite to me. Then eventually I started to appreciate there were some things that I can do and do well and even enjoy, things that most people dread. You mean not everybody can write 8 comedy skits in one day? You mean everybody isn't excited to get up in front of 500 people and do comedy? This is such a profound moment for someone with ADHD. I'm not a complete failure. I've just been trying to, Of course, in many situations, the modern world does not want us to capitalize on our quirky neurology and do things differently. Follow the rules, fit in. That's not how it's done. The world is designed by and set up for the average neurotypical majority. And you can't fight City Hall or whatever that is. Majority rules. What do you do about it? Well, I suggest seeking out situations where you're allowed to use your superpower. If you're, say, a natural night owl who can hyper-focus when it's quiet, maybe writing, programming, testing software, editing books. If you talk too much, like me, especially about things that interest you, sales or maybe teaching. Or if you're like many folks with ADHD and you're able to stay calm in high-stress situations, well, first responder, military, athlete, comedian. And all of a sudden, your ADHD gives you an advantage. Thanks for watching. I hope you got value out of this. And if you did, please comment, share, and even become a patron. There's a link in the description, and you can support what I'm doing so I can do more of it.